Hi. I'm attempting to process and deal with my grief in other ways than sitting in the garage and smoking and torturing myself internally. So I figure maybe if I get the story out there and share my journey as raw as it will be at times, then perhaps that will help my healing or someone else's. Clearly, I'm bed, still wearing my awesome unicorn house coat, and I have my two grieving companions, Wilson and Beans. Beans is the scraggly fuzzy one. She's been here a while, but Wilson has become my frumpy grieving companion. Something to distract myself. Let me see. I'm 41. My son was 15. This past year I lost my son. The year before that, around the same time, I lost my dad, my dog. In my life, I've buried two brothers, both my dads, companions, friends, and now my son. And it's a really hard thing to fathom yet that it's happened. And I'm sure for most going through this, that takes some time. I'm hoping to write about it, but I just can't find the strength to put it on paper right now or open a computer and pour it out. I can't find much focus. The thoughts are scattered and life is life. It's like it's got to be on autopilot now. I have a younger son who's 7 and 2 older children and a granddaughter. And it's hard to find the joy in the stuff that I should be finding joy in because I can't right now. How can you? There's people who've done and helped stuff for the funeral, and there's things I need to do. There's police reports I need to get. There's papers, there's lawyers, there's all kinds of things I need to do. And because of not having a lawyer and not being able to publicize the tragedy of what has occurred and how it happened, and I'm not sure what information I could or should share about it. But all I know is that who knows? They say your experiences can help strengthen and benefit others. Well, let's hope, because as of right now, these are the lonely moments, right? The boys in school, and all I do is think about him. And even the littlest tasks that involve him, like everything is such a reminder. It's absolutely brutal. And it's funny, and like, no disrespect to anyone suffering, but the closest thing I can describe it was being like schizophrenia, but being aware of the different personalities. Like, you can just switch like that. I don't know, it's perhaps not the best reference, but, or manic or something, because, I know my personality is one of extreme humor. I keep my friends laughing. I make myself laugh. I laugh at really dumb stuff sometimes I see on Facebook. Or just little videos. I enjoy that. My son enjoyed watching those with me, and I feel like he's still with me when I do those things. I may be 41, but I have the maturity level. Well, no, not maturity level. I think an inner child, because I think I handle things fairly well for the most part. I haven't, drank through any of this process or the loss, because, wow, my head looks really big on this video. Ever wake up and be like, I look like a man today. Sometimes I think that too. So that, with everything else, it's insane. But something inspired me to just go ahead and do it. And just get it out there. And perhaps, you know, make a few new friends from other unfortunate circumstances. They are deeming my son as a suicide. However, due to the things involved and how many strange occurrences, he was not in my care. We were in a small town in Alberta. He was in Calgary, Alberta, in a treatment center that we fought a long time to get him into. And there was supposed to be 24-hour supervision. I understand it was an open facility. There wasn't a locked. And he was able to go, but he had been home for, ow, Wilson bit me. He'd been home for 2 weeks. We had a great 2 weeks. My son has suffered some mental health issues, and you would not believe the struggle that we've had with the mental health system. You will, I'm sure some of you would believe it, actually. The more I speak with people and share my story, even around this small little bunk town, no disrespect to the townies, right? You know, been here a long time. I get very upset. Ah, Wilson, jeez. Sharp little stinking puppy teeth. He definitely keeps me distracted. And he's cute as sin, right? Look. Wilson. I hope you saw that. Did you actually see him? Maybe I'm just showing you my leg thinking, oh, look. I'm new to this stuff. And, anyway, I'm gonna keep posting videos, and I'll actually probably post as raw as I can get. I mean, I guess this is the thing to do, right? People are putting videos, blogs, tutorials, silly videos, sad videos, proposal videos. I actually haven't seen if there's a lot of grief videos. But if there is, then I'm going to add to that collection as well. I look like I have manly man hair. Norwegian. Yes, life has been traumatic, and a grief counselor told me, you have a really good handle on grief. Wow, thanks. The unfortunate thing is, regardless of how many times you've lost or suffered or had trauma or grief, it still freaking hurts the same, man. And every death is different. Every loss is different. Every time I've had to say goodbye to somebody, he's really biting me hard right now. Stop it! Go bite on beans. Dumb dogs. This is ridiculous. I love them, though. They really do help distract me, whether it's little sharp teeth or just watching how funny they are together. Beans to the right here is actually a bull Shih Tzu. Her mother was a bulldog, an American and Old English bulldog cross to be exact, and her father was a Shih Tzu. Wilson here is an Old English and American bulldog cross. He's really sweet-natured, and Beans is absolutely great with him. And they're best friends, and he is getting big to the point where he's not gonna tolerate her crap anymore. Oh wow, that's a flattering shot, isn't it? My tiger keep me sane as well. I'm a very big tiger fan. So, I'm not really sure where to go from here right now. I guess that insecurity of exposing your absolute deepest, darkest moments with not only, you know, the world or anyone who wants to view it, but sometimes myself to look at it. Seriously, this is what they do, and they snore a lot. Very vocal dogs. Well, I don't even know if this is working, or do I save it, or how does this actually work? But I'm new to it, and I'm going to sure give it a try, because I got to do something other than sit here and fester. And I have a tendency when I'm really, really sad or really upset about something to obsess about, you know, the big S word. Because sometimes thinking about the ways and how I'm going to do it, and, you know, how it would affect other people and what that would look like, and, you know, just the whole everything about it, it takes my mind away from what I'm really going through. And it's terrible, and my therapist has said that you need, okay, fair enough, but you need to replace those thoughts of the S word, suicide, with something else, and I'm finding it difficult to know what to replace it with. So I'm like, okay, let's try going live. Who knows? Could be on Ellen one day. The book's coming, man. I am going to title it The Day My Son Died. And it's still hard to say that out loud. It's not quite 2 months. And it's very raw, and I miss him. We were really close, you know. It's frustrating because we put so much time, so much effort. I fought for so long to find him the right mental health in a system that's so broken and flawed. And you can't get the proper education until you get a diagnosis. And doctors don't want to give a diagnosis. And if they do, they just want to medicate it. That's the first thing. Let's just medicate it. Let's not get to the deeper root of it, which I've often expressed as my son was an empath. He is an empath. He was an empath. And he felt things very strongly, and he lost people in his life. He lost, you know, he watched me go through the loss of my brother, which was tremendous. Life of addiction, and it finally took over. So I've watched, you know, I watched him die since I was a kid, really. You know, addiction can take and does take the lives of so many. Wow. And, you know, I was a write-off for a long time emotionally after that happened, which was very unfortunate for him. But he learned to, you know, be exposed to death at a young age, and he lost a very close friend, which is a close friend of ours, a little boy in a tragic accident almost five years ago this year. And he never got over that. He loved his friend. And he was never really got over that. Nobody really helped him with the grief. I mentioned it to several people. Doctors, therapists. You know, all the people that would listen and could do something, but never really, I don't think, did. Because there's no medication for grief. There's no medication. There's no amount of medication. I'm medicated. Like, I have to take some anxiety stuff, because if not, I'm going to go insane. I'm going to go insane, and I'm going to be impulsive, and I'm going to end up doing something stupid that creates another domino effect of grief and loss for people who are already suffering. And ooh, a message from my honey. Anyway, that's where it's at. I feel it. I think it. And then I have this cereal. Wilson. You know you're not supposed to be chewing that, and yet you still do. Oh yeah. Don't look all. So this is my life. I'm living it. I'm trying to find the reasons to love it. And it's gonna be okay, so they say. Right, Wilson? Hope so. For those of you who took the time to watch and will watch, can't stop checking out my fuzzy head. Anyway, I'll get over the self-conscious stuff one way or another. And I'll keep my boy's memory alive.